I want to talk a little bit today about the dysfunction that can seep into healing spaces and into healers and Healees. And I don't think this stuff is talked about enough. And it's a really, really tender topic because I don't want to sit here and shame or overgeneralize and say that all healers are this or all therapists are this or all body workers are this, because we're not. But there's some things that are just not really spoken about, really. And it's really important that they are. So, first of all, healing isn't a performance, not for the healer and not for the client. It's not meant to be something that's exciting and like a magic trick. I had clients coming to me years ago that seemed to expect that of me, and I wasn't strong enough to stand in my ground and say this isn't what I'm here for. And I went into fawning more so, and that wasn't helpful or functional. At this point in my life, I very much value consent over intensity. Clients need to have choice. You need to have choice in your healing, and without it, it might be re-traumatizing. This intensity and looking for some sort of like intense release or catharsis, that's a very prevalent thing in healing spaces. I used to want it myself as a Healee. I wanted to have that kind of big feeling that something has changed or released. A lot of people are longing for that, especially when they've been suffering a long time. We naturally crave to have some sort of big shift. And this is not necessarily the best way. In fact, it's very possible that those moments can actually be another kind of mini trauma or a mini, I don't even want to say mini, an overwhelm. Even if something feels good, it doesn't necessarily mean it is, or it doesn't mean that it's digestible. So intensity is not what you want to look for if you're looking for healing. It's not what you want to look for in your results, because really it's how safe and comfortable do I feel? And sometimes that's really boring. It's really boring and slower than you think. And that leads me to another thing, which is safety over speed. You can't rush healing. And you can't rush feeling safe either. It's something that has to be built over time. It's trust is built over time and over experiences. And if you don't have that as the main focus of your relationship with your practitioner, if you don't feel safe with them, how can you feel safe in the healing that you're doing together? It's just fluff if you don't have that relationship that's deepening. It has to be the number one thing. And if it is, you will be experiencing healing. And this is especially true if you have relational trauma at the hands of other humans, wounds from other people, people betraying you or abandoning you. It's crucial that you feel safe with your practitioner and that you're ready to slow down. Trauma makes us want to speed up. It's about slowing down. So relationship over technique, I basically just said our relationship comes before whatever it is that we're doing. Whether it's, delving into something energetic, something more emotional, something physical, physical techniques that we could do, that is all secondary to the safety, the attunement, the comfort, the warmth that is felt between client and practitioner. Something else that's crucial is that we don't override anything. And that's something that I have seen a lot, is you kind of have to put part of yourself away in order to feel comfortable or safe. And that isn't a place to heal. You can't heal when you're squashing yourself down or when you have to leave that part of you behind. You need to be able to show up feeling safe enough to be vulnerable enough. And if you have that, then there's going to be healing that happens. And also something else that I've seen and experienced as a younger healer, the practitioner has to be willing and able to hold anger, grief, ambivalence, rage, all of it, confusion, all of the emotions. And a lot of people are really afraid of anger. I used to be, before I started really holding my own with the help of someone else. Grief is terrifying for a lot of people because it feels like it'll never stop for some of us, right? As the practitioner, I think it's so crucial that healers and therapists are getting their own support and healing. And if they're not, how can they possibly support someone through their own? You have to be actively working through your own shit. Otherwise, the possibility of harming our clients is quite high. And it's going to happen regardless. This isn't about expecting perfection from ourselves or other people, but it's about accountability and honesty, that there's a lot of places where we can end up falling short, and there's a lot of areas that we need to study, and things that we need to do in order to do our job well, and at least with enough awareness that we can keep redirecting and going in the direction that's necessary to help our clients. So all that to say, if you're a client or a Healee, don't settle. Be picky about your person, because the safer you feel with your practitioner, and I know I talked about speed before, but the faster you will heal. The more you slow down and the more you feel safe, the faster you will heal, ironically. Please hold on to the grit and tenacity. If you've had bad experiences, try again. Please try again and try again, because there's going to be someone out there who you resonate with and you're like, oh, I can finally breathe, I can finally be myself, and it's okay. And if you're a practitioner, our work never ends, internally, externally, getting the studying, trainings, but even more so integrating our own healing and integrating the work. So anyways, little rant for the day, but I just wanted to come on and talk about this really important topic about stuff that can happen in spiritual spaces.